Hey there, Aries. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Aries, this is going to be your July 2024 reading. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and not your Venus. It could be for your Venus, whatever you want it to be, right? So different setting, right? A little bit of a different feel. Trying to get these August reads out as quickly as possible to you guys. No, I did not fix my hair today. It is what it is. My hair does not affect anybody else's messages, put it that way. So if you know, you know. If you've been around for a while, you know what I mean by that. So Aries, we're going to jump into it. Remember, cross watcher, if that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, always discern the messages. What else? Let's see. For those of you who have liked, shared, subscribed, and commented, thank you all so very much for your love and support. And personal reads are open and available. And that information is found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. So Aries, let's just get right into your reading. See what's going on for you for the month of August 2024. Aries, I feel like there are some things that are kind of coming up from Spirit is saying from the surface, whatever that means for you. And you need to take heed on a couple of things. Paying attention to your higher self right now is going to be very important. And you see the doggies, right? So you may hear the doggies in the background. Growth, self-care, self-worth here, Aries. Stop investing into people that do not invest into you is a big thing right here. There is something around, like, even if you're in a partnership right now, you may feel like you need to step into your own vibe, your own way of doing things. You may feel like other people have had an influence on when you come and go, how you're doing things, how you're living, what kind of goals you're achieving. And I kind of feel like this is a point, Aries, where you start to break free from that. You may see relationships, partnerships, work things kind of coming to a halt or an end. Other people could feel like you are projecting. Other people could feel like you've set a boundary and now they're not happy with that. I'm going to say as an example, right? So maybe you're in a new romance. You guys have spent a lot of time together recently and all of a sudden you're like, listen, I'm letting some of my dreams go or my aspirations. Like, I'm not putting into the work into myself that I need to right now. I'm going to need a couple of days to get some things accomplished. They kind of may take it personally. And I think that's also going to test the maturity level of the relationships, partnerships, and the people in your life. So you may be seeing a pretty big dynamic shift happening here. The High Priestess of Spirit comes out, and I'm not sure how I want to take this. So don't forget, reminder cards started to come out. I tried to catch it so it wouldn't fall, and it came out in the reverse when I did that. So this is somebody, I'm going to say somebody, right? Somebody who may be feeling like, I'm going to say guilt tripping you to make you feel like they don't matter. Okay? They do matter to you, but you also, it's like this person, this situation, this could even be your work, right? Could expect your life, you, to revolve around only that. And obviously there's more working parts. If you've got a relationship, you've got to work. If you got work, you also have to have a home life work balance, right? And yeah, complicated, right? There, it's like you're trying to see the forest for the trees, and it's like somebody around you may have a very direct focus on maybe just you, or work is relying on you. Your kids may be relying on you, right? Whatever that is. But there's this need to break free, Aries, right now is kind of how this is coming in for you. So what else for Aries? Self-worth again. You've got to nurture you. 5 equivalent, it's change. And I was going to say equivalent to change. Just because you change and you're getting more into practical matters, that High Priestess of Earth and then the denial, like you may feel like, again, your goals, your wishes, the things that you need to work on, they're being interfered in somehow, right? So this is a need, Aries. I'm going to say the next 3 weeks, I feel like this reading is for that. It's you breaking free, finding ways around constraints, trying to handle maybe some people who are argumentative, some people who might be passive aggressive, people who demand a lot of you, and you're just like, I don't got that to give right now. I can't do that. I have to prioritize, and it's not that I can't or won't give to you, but other things are taking up time, space. There are things that I need to do, things I need to handle. I can't do that if my focus is all my eggs in one basket. Okay, so Aries, I do feel like this time frame is you needing to have this breakthrough, needing to have, yeah, justice in the tarot, or the tarot card, the tower card. I picked up that deck. You're needing to have a balance. There's that other card, the Lover's choice. You need to evaluate your choices. Some of you too, it's giving me this inclination of like, if you've put off school for a long time, you've allowed yourself to get sidetracked, it's time to get back on track. Maybe you dilly-dallied around, you've enjoyed, depending on where you are, right here in the US, it's summer. Maybe you've spent your time having fun and now it's time to get back to work. So whatever that is, but it's like kind of like nose to the grindstone here, Aries. It's time to start. Spirit is saying making up for lost time, or what you may feel like has been lost time. Mother of Wands, Page of Cups, with the High Priestess of Spirit. This is you needing to protect. I feel like you've got to be protective of your actions, or the way people are seeing the way that you're moving. It's like it just gives me that boundaries. Brene Brown, right? Like, boundaries are the space in which I can love you and me simultaneously, and give to both things. Or I forget how I'm paraphrasing, however she words that. And that's really what this feels like, is I've got to protect what I've worked for. I've got to protect what I've done. But it doesn't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I don't care about these things. It doesn't mean that I don't like my job. It just means I need to have boundaries. And conflict. Listen, I think Aries, after this, and after this Mercury retrograde period, you're going to see what actually aligns to you, that maybe, you thought it did, and then you realize after Mercury retrograde or during Mercury retrograde, I really feel like this retrograde is going to bring in clarity rather than more confusion. We're going to have to sort through those emotions. We're going to have to sort through what we're thinking. But at the end of the day, we're going to have more clarity as we come out of it. And I do feel like some of the people or things in your life that have been conflicting with your goals, your aspirations, as I said, it's going to come to a stop. You're going to go, you know what, this just doesn't work for me. And I'm going to tell you, Aries, let's just say as an example, that Five of Wands, there's 5 people, 5 dynamics around you, whether it's work, family, friends, relationships, whatever. 2 of those things I really feel like are going to give you a very hard time. Like, it doesn't need to be a fight. It would be like your boss coming to you and saying, hey, I really need you to work this weekend. And you're like, listen, I just can't do it. And in that moment, maybe they're not super happy because they know you are their go-to. But this time you just can't do it. They might be pissed off for a moment, but they'll get over it. It's not something that's going to linger. These other 2 people and or situations or whatever it might be, they're holding a grudge. So it's like what should be a very minimal thing turns into a pretty big fight. So kind of prepare yourself that you're going to see who is being selfish around you. Not in a space of self-care, but selfish. And that's a difference. What is this don't forget or this reminder for Aries? I do feel like this person tries to sidetrack you, keep you kind of caught up in something. King of Pentacles energy. This kind of reminds me, there's that 7 of Wands. This kind of reminds me of like a toxic partnership, relationship where, I'm sure we've all heard like stories, right? Put it that way. So as an example, he goes to work every day, makes the money, takes care of the house in that regard, and she gets to enjoy life at home and do whatever she wants to, comes and goes, whatever it might be, but then complains that, maybe she doesn't want to work, which is fine, like whatever, to each their own, but then complains that he works so much. Well, somebody's got to make the finances for the household, right? So it's like you can't have it both ways is really what I want to say, what I was getting to. I feel like the person you're dealing with wants it both ways, and it can't be on both ways. It's one or the other, right? You can't be independent and dependent in another form in the same time. Like, there's just something about that comes in. What is this reminder? That Five of Wands tried to come out again. I'm telling you, it's kind of like, you know, they maybe want what you have or whatever, but they don't want to give you the room to create that, is how this feels. You're focused on your pentacles, your emotional happiness. You're ready to kind of like, you know, break free. The moon in the reverse. I don't even know how this card ended up in reverse, because I never put my cards back in the reverse position. But this is making you, or giving you the clarity to make the decisions that you need to make for yourself. And it's like, I just want to be happy. I want to be secure. I want to be stable. You know, maybe even you want to provide this person with some sort of happiness or satisfaction, but how do you pour from an empty cup? How do you give that to somebody when you can't even give it to yourself in that moment? So it's like, and if you feel like you're not sure what to do, High Priestess just sitting there, trusting your intuition. And for some of you, I'm hearing like you knew this day was going to come. You knew that this, eventually there was going to be a tipping of the scales where this, you know, maybe you've had little things come up and you kind of were passive about it, right? Going, okay, fine, yeah, like I'll let this one slide. Aries, I feel like you're getting to a point that you're starting to feel bad that you can't let it slide anymore. Like it's becoming maybe overwhelming, anxiety, not feeling good about yourself, not feeling good about situations, maybe outside of this, you're enjoying it, but at the same time, you're being pulled to take a look at other things and address those things. So this is, you know, you really evaluating your self-worth and going, you know, I need to do this for me. I need to address these things for me. Five of Wands, that's internal conflicts, toxicity. And I'm going to tell you, if you guys have been in a space, talked about the codependency, Six of Cups. And this could, I'm not going to tell you that you're repeating a cycle. I don't necessarily think you're repeating a cycle, but I think that you are learning yet another lesson in boundaries when it comes to specific situations and people. The devil is like, you know, I'm seeing that as like your feet on fire in the sense of you need to get moving and to get out of this conflict. And I think too that, like, again, some of you, that Aries energy that you are, that fire energy, the aggression, right, that Mars, is like, it's funny, like you're coming out of this going, I don't want to fight about it. There's nothing to fight about here. These are just the things that I need to do. So Aries, I feel like this is going to be in your primary focus as we move through. I really want to say like this is a Mercury retrograde reading for you more than it is an August reading. But I will tell you that I think that you do need to invest in yourself right now. This is going to be a short and sweet reading for you guys. You know, it's, remember, like when I see that Six of Cups too, I want to say, think about where you've learned that behavior, how to people please, right? Aries, you guys can be really selfless and then very selfish at the same time. Look, negative energy attachments, negative influence, energy exchange, self-sabotage. You staying involved in a situation that is not for your highest good. Like, there's a calling for you to do more, to be more. Whether this is by hobby, by work, by life, by whatever this is, there is a calling of more. And I really feel like you, in some ways with certain people, you need to protect yourself. I don't think that they are coming in malicious. I think that they are coming in as unawakened, unaware, not old enough, not experienced enough. They haven't had, and not, Spirit is saying, not enough life experience to understand where you're coming from. You could be dealing with somebody younger than you. 27, Scales of Karma. As I say, someone younger than you, take a look at those two people on that card. There's a student, there's a teacher. Dove is like, I just want to have peace in a situation. Cycles of disharmony, creating new traditions, unfortunate events. You know, and that's the thing. I think that the people around you, whoever these couple people are that you're struggling with, that really want to kind of like fight it out, in that, this is a big lesson to them then not everything is going to go their way in life. It's not just about them. It's about other things. It's about other people's goals and dreams and aspirations, and actually being supportive of what means something to the people that we say we care about. So you're becoming a teacher. It's like you're having some kind of karmic integration between you and another person. And it's teaching you both something. Some people are going to maybe feel away for a minute or two and not be super happy with you, but let it drop and come back around. Others they're going to want to fight with you. So just be prepared for both sides of that. Underneath 5, there's another change. Cathedral of Light, stubborn attitudes, extending the olive branch, artistry. You know, and when I think about extending that olive branch, right, it gives me the Page of Wands kind of vibe. It also says to me, like, you could say, listen, from this time on this day to this time on that same day, I'm not available. I have to take care of X, Y, and Z. But if you want to get to dinner or get together, let's say for dinner at 6 o'clock, no, I can't. It's almost like they're making an excuse. They could have nothing, and I mean nothing going on at all, but they're going to tell you they're too busy, because it's like, well, fine, you don't want me, I don't want you. They're taking this very personally. That says a lot about them, not so much about you, right? And then you're going to have to decide if that's the energy you want to deal with moving forward. So, yeah, Aries, I have a short, sweet message for you the next 3 weeks. This is kind of what you're going to be dealing with. Toxic shit's going to kind of, fly away, if you will, put it that way. But this cycle of disharmony that's coming in is ultimately allowing you to break free to step into this next newer version of you. So a heads up on the next 3 weeks. I'm hoping to get you guys all out a second round of readings in August. Cross my fingers, that's my goal. Because I do feel like some of these energies from some of the reads I've done, a couple weeks out, others maybe a little longer, but I do think you're all going to need a second round of readings. So, especially with retrograde doing its thing. Alright guys, sending you so much love. I hope that this reading helped you in some way or brought some clarity and insight to something. Personal reads are open and available. Again, info in the description box below, the About section of the page, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.